Hello and welcome once again to Akosio's vlog. If you are new here, kindly subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the notification bell when you're done. In today's edition, we are going to prepare palm nut soup, or Abenkwan as it's popularly called among the Akan tribe in Ghana. Nigerians call it Banga Soup, and we have so many varieties in West Africa. Are you out of Ghana and are you craving for Abenkwan papabi and don't know how to go about it? Today I'm going to show you another way to prepare your Abenkwan without your palm fruit. Come with me as I take you through the process today. I'm going to write all the ingredients in the description box, so kindly check it out below. I have some minced meat with my dry fish too. You can use any meat or protein of your choice. I have some Kawuro or Wele cow skin. I have my cow feet, my meat, and then I have my tomato paste, some palm fruit extracts. You can use any brand of your choice. Here I have my homemade spices. I will put the link to how it's made in the description box. My Aidan fruit or Prekese. I have my mushrooms here too. These ones are optional, but then it really goes well with Abenkwan. I also have my Momone or salted fish. I have some habanero pepper I chose to mix the colors. I have my onions. Using a lot of onions for your soup makes it so tasty. I have my garlic, some okro, my ginger too, and then my tomatoes. Now we are going to begin by washing our meat into our saucepan. We're going to add water and bring it to a boil. Now at this stage, this is how I like to prepare my soup, and this is how my grandmother taught me, which has been giving me a lot of credit among my peers too. What she does is that at this stage is where you need the most salt of your food. So instead of salting the food halfway in the food, we do it right here. So I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of salt to this very stage, and then add lots of water to bring it to a boil. Note that if you are using the dry cow feet, please soak it in water for at least 24 hours. This way it makes it so soft early when you cook it. If you don't, or if you are not using the hard type of your cow feet, please, this one you can cook it together with your meat and then you are good to go. Remember that Abenkwan takes a longer time to cook, so it's always better to cook it once and for all. So I'm using the soft type of our cow leg, which we call Kotodwe. Halfway into making sure that our meat or the water in our meat has been absorbed or evaporated, I'm going to start blending my onion, garlic and ginger together into a paste. Now after about 20 to 25 minutes, our water has been drained totally, or it has been absorbed. So we are going to stir it, and then this is the time to season our meat. So I'm giving it a quick stir so that it doesn't stick under the base of my saucepan. Now I'm going to add my seasoning powder to it. This is homemade. It contains only natural herbs and spices. So I'm going to give it a quick stir again before adding my onion, garlic, ginger paste. So we are going to say the piano Aidan kasa. So we are going to create we know you nam kwasa warrior. Taste woman kasa papa. It's no de piano kwano ede. Add water to rinse the blender, and then you give it one quick stir again. Cover it up and then allow it to simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes before you move on to the next process. If you are using Prekese, I don't like Prekese, so this is the time to add it to it. You steam it or you season it together with your vegetables, and after you leave it whilst you take out the vegetables to blend. So I added my tomato, onion, and then my pepper too. You can cook it on the side, but then I prefer to save electricity or gas, so I cook it all right in. That way the nutrients tends to stay right in my soup. After, I'm going to take out my habanero pepper. Remember that when you're adding it to your soup, always be counting. Yes, cooking needs a lot of mathematics too, so you count so that you don't leave any in. And it's a lot of fun watching your parents cook this way. It makes you shocked too. Prekese no so so de to nkwan ni mu na se wo dipidie ena no aduane a wo betimi atoe enam na sifom kakra na wo de prekese na wo huja no ho wo wia na wo de ku nkwan no fefefe. Now I'm adding my palm extract or palm nut extract to the soup. I'm doing this to cook for 2 minutes before I add my water to it. There are 2 ways to do this. You can use hot water to mix it in another bowl before adding it directly into your soup. It is okay, but I prefer to do it this way. I just cook it a little over 2 minutes and then I add my water for the soup to the base. So after 3 minutes, I'm pouring the water for the soup in it, and then I'll give it one quick stir. Now it is very light at this stage. Don't worry, because we haven't added our tomatoes and onions again, and when it cooks for a longer time or a little more time, it's going to thicken up, so don't worry about it. Cover it and allow it to cook whilst you blend your tomato, onion, and then your pepper on the side. Now 25 minutes into cooking the soup, I'm going to add my dry fish, my tomato paste, and then the rest of the vegetables. So I'm going to start by adding my tomato paste first to it. Yeah, I'm using about 2 tablespoonfuls of it. I don't like it in my soup, but then it makes it colorful and nice, so you can just be on the safer side. Use just a little in your soup. After, I'm going to break my adwene or my dry fish into 2 and then add it into this. These ones are a little bit hard, so it has to go in early so that you don't have any hard fish in the soup. After, I added my salted fish to it, my momone. But if you're in Ghana, I prefer to use Opaa momone or momone fufu, because the smell is heavenly. It makes your Abenkwan so nice. So I'm adding my blended tomatoes into it as well. Just rinse it a little and then add it to it if you want. Give it a quick stir, and this is the time to allow your Abenkwan to cook a little more. Abenkwan ni yenye ding. So wuni Ghana, na so wuni abe a wode beno a obetima to de yatwimu bibia ne dada no wi a na de aye Abenkwan kama. Now for the mushroom, it takes about 5 minutes to cook, like you cooking broccoli. So it's optional. I don't like it, but someone in the family likes to eat the mushroom, so I'm cooking it on the side. When my kids see it in the soup, they are not going to eat it, so I'm just seasoning it with some onion, a little bit of salt, and then my homemade spices. I'm going to use about a 1/4 teaspoon of it in it, and then I'll cook this for 5 minutes and set it aside. I'm not going to add it to the soup, but if you are adding yours, you can add it at the last stage when it's about 5 minutes for the soup to be well cooked before you simmer your gas, or you allow it to simmer for about 5 minutes. Then you take your soup out. Look at how beautiful and gorgeous our soup is turning out to be. Look at how beautiful. You can't compare this. The taste is heavenly. And kasa, dish shaman kaso unye biobiti. In Ghana, you can get this mackerel in the market and it's good, but here you can't, so you have to do it yourself. I will send the link in the description box too, so check it out. Now I'm scooping the oil on top of my Abenkwan into another bowl. This oil, I can use it for my stew that requires palm oil. When I'm making or when I'm grinding my pepper with my tomatoes for my ampesi, I can just add a little bit of my oil or palm oil to it. Remember that for Abenkwan oil, you need to put it in the refrigerator or it will go stale. Abenkwan when I mess and meet me there ya bomu and I meet me there before from and so manisha fridge and yes sir after I'm going to add my homemade mackerel into this one. It's smoked mackerel. Very tasty too. I'll leave the link to the preparation of your smoked mackerel in the description box too, so you check it out when you are done. It's so simple to make, especially when you're not back home where you can get easy access to all our local ingredients. But you need to try making it yourself if you have your oven around, and it's good to go. Now, like I told you, if you were to add mushrooms, this is the stage to add it. It's left with about 5 minutes for my soup to be done, so I'm just breaking my habanero pepper into it for some heat. And then if I were to be using my mushrooms too, I would have added it at this stage and cover it to allow it to cook on low heat for about 5 to 7 minutes. And then our soup is done. Look at it. So kondo. When your fufu be a bit me de di fante dokono kind of kono gari fufu bibi obet me de di bet ma se sakra nom ne sa obia ni asem kwan ni musu epikama. But you know, I prefer to eat my Abenkwan the next day. I don't know how, but it gets another different taste altogether the next day, and trust me, it goes well with banku at that stage. Thank you, lovely people, for watching my channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share me out, comment on my videos for more recipes. I hope you love it today. Now, you see how messy the bowl is when I'm scooping the soup into it? Don't forget to clean it up with your kitchen towels or your tissue paper. Thank you, loves. So we see you next time. Bye-bye.